Hey everybody, welcome to Ronline Report. Very, very excited to bring you this guest today. He has returned to the Tampa Pro, where 3 years ago he made his pro debut, won his pro debut, started off a very, very spectacular bodybuilding career. He's back there again. Hunter Labrada. Hunter, man, how are you?
Hey Ron, thanks for having me on, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, dude. It was kind of surreal the other day when you posted that picture of me from that rookie win. It was like one of the first things that was like really like, oh wow, we're here. It's show week again in Tampa. So it's been a really cool week coming here. I obviously haven't been back to Tampa since that rookie show. So seeing a lot of the same places. Went to check in today. Nothing's changed. Kind of felt like I was like walking into a time capsule from 3 years ago. So it was weird.
So you're the Tampa Pro and your win that year. That was one of the bright spots of 2020, which was not the greatest year for everybody. So that
Well,
was a that was
I
a
don't know if
shining
you
moment.
remember or not, but that year I was supposed to compete in the New York Pro in May. And then
God,
COVID happened and I dieted all year and it was good for me. I ended up looking better for it. But yeah, Tampa was like the first show back for bodybuilding. It was exciting. It was fun.
I think we didn't even have to wear a mask, even in 2020 there too.
Oh no, we had to wear masks. I almost
Oh,
got
we
kicked out
did.
of the hotel because they made me put one on right after I walked off my individual presentation. I was like, I'm gonna pass out if I put this on.
Oh my God. So obviously you're doing Texas in 2 weeks. Did you do this one out of like a sentimental reason because it was, such a great memory for you, your pro debut? No.
So this one worked the best. When we walked off the stage at the Olympia last year, number one in my mind was I have some things to correct in the off season, my midsection and adding tissue to my back. But more importantly, I had to figure my peak out. So the second we walked off the Olympia stage, I knew I had to qualify. I didn't place top five. So it was we need to pick shows that give me a full off season, give me time to get healthy, recover, and start prep in a good spot, and then have time to truly get in shape, and then time to truly, give myself a rest and then get ready for the O after. So it was always this time frame. It was either going to be like Chicago, Tampa, or Tampa, Texas. And I'm a Texas boy, man. I'm born and raised in Texas. So competing in Texas is special to me. So anyone that thinks that if I do well this weekend, I won't be in Texas in 2 weeks is badly mistaken.
Yes. I have heard people like making those comments. I'm like, why would he not? Like, he's not, Texas is his home. He's not going to
Yeah.
compete at the Texas Pro if he wins. Of course he is. Come on, people. Don't be ridiculous. Um, Man, so I know been asked this question already, but I honestly believe the improvements you've made, the way you look right now, would not have happened if you had held your Olympia position from 21 to 22 or gone up. I don't, you still would have been, you've always been train hard, do all this, but I see changes in you. I've never seen this level of, I mean, man, the
I've
conditioning,
coined,
the detail, the
I've coined
dryness.
phrase about it by now, and this is what I tell pretty much everyone, and it's a little vulgar, so I apologize. But last year was the kick to the dick that I needed. It's one of those things. If it ain't broke, you aren't going to fix it, and sometimes you just need to see how broken it is before you want to fix it. That was last year for me. I had one of the most embarrassing moments of my life happen in front of like 5,000 people in the webcast last year. So, coming off that, I was just fucking pissed at first, and that was what fueled it for a while. And then, running on hate and anger is never a good thing. So it got to the point where, I just really took it upon myself that I wanted to make myself proud with what I did this year. And so I didn't want to focus on like, oh, I need to shut these people up or I need to win this or do that. It's, you need to make yourself proud. You need to, fall in love with doing bodybuilding again because I wasn't loving it last year. And that's another thing. I fell in love with the process again this year, and it was one of those things that I was dragging my heels for a lot of it, but it really came together for me these last 4 or 5 months, and it's been special for me. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too. I keep thinking this phrase, I say it all the time, everything happens for a reason. I honestly believe you needed to do that and had to happen for you to do what you're going to do this year, starting this weekend, obviously. I have to get into what the talk of the internet has been, the improvements you made to your back. A couple of years ago, you never had a back. It wasn't like your back was horrible, but it wasn't like great. And you're up there trying to win the Mr. Olympia with
It was pretty damn bad. We can call it how
all
it
right,
is.
all right. But I'm saying next to a Derek Lunsford, Hottie, it was bad. So to turn that, which was a weak point, into a strong point, like your rear double, I keep seeing reposts over and over. Everyone's reposting the videos and the back shots. that's where
first and foremost, and I'll be the first one to say this, no one has seen that back double that's circulating on a bodybuilding stage yet.
That's
It's all
true.
been shots and Instagrams and this is and that's, and until I show it on a bodybuilding stage, it don't mean shit.
Wow.
And I truly believe that and mean that. That being said, I do think I'll show it on Saturday, but it doesn't mean anything yet.
Wow. I've never heard anybody say that, man. Props to you. But
That is what it is. We live in a
yeah.
world where people want to show everything through a rose tinted lens and then complain when people call them out for not looking the way they do on show day. So
Sure.
it is what it is.
So I'm curious, were there major changes to your back training from the Olympia till now?
No, the training didn't really change much. We did start deadlifting every single week again, and that was something, that was missing just from last year. I'd been deadlifting before that, but put them back in consistently. Really overhauled like the way that I was training from the standpoint of I'm a progressive overload guy through and through, but I took out any like gaming of the system, if you will. Like I literally like perfected my reps, like, and really logged things from the standpoint of, like mechanical failure, and just it drew back the wear and tear I was putting on my body enough to where I think it helped a lot. So that was the main change training wise. As far as nutrition goes, and this was sensationalized to the nth degree last year, I've been eating all whole food this year. Until 12 weeks out, I was doing a shake, like whey protein with rice post workout, but I'd been eating all like whole food carbs the whole year, and then we took the shake out and I was eating fish post workout for the last 12 weeks. So, I will be the first one to remove my foot from my mouth and say that the whole food was better. And, that's one of those things that falls into the category of, you ain't going to try and fix it if you don't think it's broke. And, fact of the matter is I placed fourth year before drinking all my food. So
Right.
It wasn't broke in my mind. Last year showed me it was broken, and that was the switch we made nutritionally. Finally, the last change we made, and Ben and I have been joking about this a lot, is, until this year, I would have considered myself a very good athlete, but an okay bodybuilder. This year I really, did all the stuff that makes you a great bodybuilder. It didn't matter how much cardio it took. I was doing an hour and a half of cardio a day. I used to be the guy that joked that was like, if I need to do an hour of cardio a day to get in shape, I'm gonna find a new sport.
Wow.
I did an hour and a half a day the last 6 weeks. Like I said, we were eating the fish. It's just, did all like the weird little nitty gritty shit that just kind of added up. That's the best way to put it.
I remember the last time, one of the things you talked about after the Olympia was that you think you started your prep just a little tiny bit too late. Did you start your prep earlier this time? Was it a longer prep?
I'm glad you asked that, and this is a really good one. So I don't think I started my prep too late last Olympia. I think we kind of did a Patriot move and waited to see the whites of their eyes a little too much. We were like so happy with the size that I was holding. We were like, okay, time to go. And, that time to go pin it did not really work well. And, it was coming off at first, and then my body started fighting us. Last prep, we were using the scale as a source of data a lot, and we, base refeeds and stuff off of it. This was a big one for me. This prep is I did not weigh myself once for 8 weeks.
Wow.
We went entirely off the look. I didn't know what I weighed. It's always been a big thing for me because ever since 13 years old, for football, I was trying to put on weight. So I was like, since 13 years old, I'm 31 now. It's never been more than 3 days since I weighed myself.
So, and you went 8 weeks? 8 weeks?
Yeah, 8 weeks. Yeah, 8 weeks. And so
I got to ask though, were you surprised when you saw what you saw? Like, was it more? Was it less than what you thought it might have been?
I was 9 pounds lighter than I was for the Olympia 7 days ago.
Wow. I mean, that has to be, you're a confident guy anyway, because you train, you put the work in, but to know that you're in better condition. I think the pictures I was seeing, I know it's Instagram, but whatever, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago,
I could have woken up and gotten sprayed 2 weeks ago and beat anything I've ever put on stage.
Right. So I said, this is better than I've ever seen him on stage right now. And he's still got a couple weeks, and then he's got 2 more weeks for Texas. That was like your big goal.
If bodybuilding after this show, if we do it right, which we're going to do it right, 2 weeks is enough time that your body starts speeding up from that food immediately after, and I'm going to get even leaner from it. So I think the Texas look's going to be even better look than we put on stage Saturday.
Yeah. Let me ask you, were you kind of secretly hoping Andrew would do this show too, that you could face off against him twice?
No.
Yeah, yeah. I
Well,
don't know why.
I honestly think the dialogue or storyline headed into Texas is so cool to me.
Yeah,
It's like obviously Andrew's there. He needs to punch his ticket. It's my first time competing in the Texas Pro. There's a lot of guys that I'm boys with that are going to bring really good physiques to that show out of Texas. It's going to be a really cool weekend. And, it's obviously, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the last U.S. qualifier for the Olympia. There's one in Europe after.
There's a Legion is the very last one in October, and
Yeah, so that's overseas, right?
no, the Legion's here. It's in Nevada, and then there is one. But then the next day there's one in Europe, and that's a qualifier for 2024.
Okay.
That's crazy. I
Yeah,
know.
so,
It's literally the next day.
It's crunch time, so it's a cool story. Freddie puts on a cool show. I've heard from everyone. The Texas Pro is incredible. So, I mean, it's a cool storyline to finish out the regular season with.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I want to ask you about Ben Chow, your coach, because he's been your coach for the whole pro career so far, has he not? Or
Not the
most
whole
of it?
pro career, since the fourth place Olympia finish.
Okay. So there's usually a learning curve with coaches and clients where it takes a couple preps to really, usually 2 or 3 preps to really see how all the variables affect this particular person. Has that been the case with you guys? Obviously it has, but I have to ask the question that way. Has there been like improvements? Every prep has gotten more efficient, more productive than the prep before.
Absolutely. But when Ben and I got together, he came in like when I was very close to that fourth place finish and was helping.
Yeah.
And I'm calling the shots, but very much so, like he came in, he was like, okay, this is fourth in the world, and he's been doing things, a certain way. So he didn't do things entirely his way with me that whole next year. He very much so lent himself to some things that I was doing, especially nutritionally, because he was like, okay, well, this is what got him here. Let's run with it. And that was not the case after the Olympia. After the Olympia, him and I had a really hard phone call. And it was kind of one of those, like, are we going our separate ways? Or are we doing this together? Because, frankly, what I did, shitting the bed like I did at the Olympia was not good for business for either of us.
Yeah.
Like straight up, like him and I are mature enough to have that conversation. I was like, you and I are always going to be friends, but this was not good for business for either of us. So, we had that heart to heart, and we moved on from it with, I very much so said, treat me like any other one of your amateur clients. And for the whole year, I filled out his little check-in sheet and sent it to him on the days that you're supposed to, followed the plan to the T, no questions. And, so what you're seeing right now is obviously, yes, I executed, but it is, me executing Ben's plan to the T instead of, me having to give my 2 cents on things. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate him. He's definitely drawn the best out of me this last year.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's an example of, we see a lot of coach hopping now, a lot of it, and it rarely seems to work out well. It seems to be a very hit or miss proposition. Sticking with the same guy, you think of, teams like Hani Rambod and Phil Heath, you think of Neil Hill and Flex Lewis. I mean, it seems to be the winning formula when someone stays with someone that they work well with, trust, have a good communication with, and learn every prep and fine tune things and get better and better. And I'm already seeing that with you guys. I mean, without just fawning too much, these
Like
latest
all
updates.
things bodybuilding, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, true, man. Well, I am not going to be the jerk and ask about the Olympia. That's many months away. Tampa Pro is happening this weekend.
There ain't no Olympia for me yet, man. There's the Tampa Pro.
That's right. There's a Tampa Pro, and that's all we're talking about today. I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate you so much taking the time, Hunter, man. Wish I was there to
A lot
watch.
of fun. I appreciate you having me on.
Cool, man. So best of luck to you. Appreciate the time. Everybody, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, notifications, do all that good stuff. And very good luck to this man at the Tampa Pro, Hunter Labrada. Thanks for watching.
Appreciate you, Ron. Appreciate the support, guys.
Cool, man. Hey, did you like that video? Smash that like button, subscribe to MD, and please comment down below. Thanks for watching.